There is a very interesting hadith where the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that the day of judgment will not come until you, the Muslims, fight people whose faces are reddish, their noses flat, their eyes small, and whose faces will be flat like shields, and their shoes will be made of hair. After this hadith, the Prophet, peace be upon him, conquered all of Arabia before his death, and the Muslim empire had spread throughout the Arabian Peninsula. Following the Prophet's passing, during the 30 years of the Rashidun Caliphate under Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, and Ali, Muslims expanded beyond Arabia and built the largest empire in human history at that time, becoming the world's superpower for the first time. However, just 30 years later, the Rashidun Caliphate ended and the Umayyad dynasty took control. The Umayyads ruled for about 90 years, expanding the empire even further. Despite their conquests, a major issue during the Umayyad Caliphate was that it remained an Arab-only rule, with non-Arabs having no real status. Arabs would rarely mix with non-Arabs, and intermarriage between them was almost impossible. Government positions were reserved solely for Arabs. Much like how Pakistanis and Indians are treated today in the UAE and Saudi Arabia. This led to internal rebellion, and eventually, the Abbasid family, descendants of the Prophet's uncle Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, overthrew the Umayyads and took control. During the Abbasid Caliphate, Muslim power reached its peak, a period known in the West as the Islamic Golden Age. Baghdad, the Abbasid capital, became the most powerful city in the world. The Abbasids established the House of Wisdom. In Baghdad, the world's largest library at the time, filled with the finest books, stories, and poetry. Intellectuals, scientists, poets, and artists from across the world flocked to Baghdad. A special section for translations was created to translate the works of great minds into Arabic, gradually making Arabic the dominant global language, similar to English today. The Abbasid Caliphate was also the first to fund scientists for their research, resulting in the emergence of great Muslim scholars such as Al-Khwarizmi, the head of the House of Wisdom, who introduced algebra to the world, a contribution that still holds immense importance in science today. Alongside science, arts flourished, and famous literary works like 1001 Nights, Alf Laila W. Laila were written, inspiring countless Hollywood movies like Aladdin, Ali Baba, and Simbad. Muslims were the unrivaled superpower, but history shows that when an empire reaches its peak, decline usually follows. The Abbasid Caliphate was different from the Umayyads. Being more inclusive, Persians, Turks, Greeks, and others participated in governance. One Abbasid Caliph even formed a powerful Turkish army called the Seljuks. Over time, the Seljuk army grew so powerful that they effectively took control of the state, reducing the Caliph to a figurehead. As the Abbasids weakened, rebellions erupted, and their vast empire fragmented into smaller states. This division resulted in the loss of Palestine for the first time. When Caliph Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, conquered Jerusalem, it had remained under Muslim control for 450 years. However, after the decline of the Abbasids, European Christians seized the opportunity and launched the Crusades to reclaim Jerusalem. In 1099, they captured Palestine, massacring thousands of Muslim men, women, and children, and burning homes and mosques. Books recount that crusaders were so brutal that they threw Muslim children from tall buildings. Those who sought refuge in mosques were burned alive. Sadly, similar atrocities are still happening in Palestine today. Some Muslims managed to escape with a copy of the Quran from the time of Usman, may Allah be pleased with him. Despite these horrors, no strong Muslim leader emerged immediately to reclaim Palestine. 40 years after the loss of Jerusalem, a child named Yusuf Salahuddin Ayyubi, Saladin, was born in the house of Najmuddin Ayyub in Iraq. Saladin moved to Egypt at the age of 25 and, after a long struggle, became its sultan. During this time, far away in Mongolia, another child was born, Temujin, later known as Genghis Khan. While Saladin was destined to restore Muslim glory, Genghis Khan would bring unprecedented destruction. Despite the Muslim world's division, scholars and ulama played a critical role in uniting the Muslim youth around the mission of reclaiming Palestine. Saladin first established peace with a crusader group for 10 years to stabilize Egypt. Then he focused on uniting Muslims and gradually became the most powerful Muslim ruler of his time. Ultimately, he launched an attack on the Crusaders and, in 1192, liberated Jerusalem, securing it firmly under Muslim control. The year 1192 was monumental, not only because of Saladin's victory but also because Muhammad Ghori invaded India, laying the foundation for the Delhi Sultanate. After nearly a century of instability, Muslims began regaining strength and honor. However, around this time, the prophecy of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was about to be fulfilled. Far away, Genghis Khan had united Mongolia and was expanding rapidly. Born as Temujin, the son of a small tribal chief, he faced hardship early on when his father was poisoned. After escaping slavery in China, Temujin returned to Mongolia, united the tribes, and was eventually given the title Genghis Khan, meaning universal ruler. Despite Mongolia's poverty, Genghis Khan's army grew fearsome. Initially, China did not take him seriously until he captured Beijing. His brutal tactics, such as building pyramids from the skulls of his enemies, were not acts of mere cruelty but deliberate strategies to instill terror. His army was organized into strict units where cowardice was punished by death for the entire group, ensuring utmost discipline. Genghis Khan implemented a strict justice system where crimes like horse theft were punishable by death for the thief and his entire family. His empire expanded rapidly. When he encountered the Khwarezmiya Empire, he initially sought peace, but the Khwarezmiya ruler imprisoned and killed Genghis Khan's envoys, a grave offense. Furious, Genghis Khan led a massive army of 100,000 to destroy the Khwarezmiya Empire. The Mongols annihilated city after city, massacring millions. Before the Mongol invasion, the Khwarezmiya Empire, which included modern Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, and Tajikistan, had a population of about 2 million. After Genghis Khan's campaign, only around 200,000 people remained, with 1.8 million Muslims killed. After his victories, Genghis Khan would often erect towers made of the skulls of his victims as a warning to others.